Hi everyone, today I'm going to be addressing the question of how do our attitudes predict behavior. I'm just going to be going over a couple of points that could be leading contributors of how attitudes could predict behavior. So point number one is minimal external influences. So attitudes are more likely to predict behavior when external influences such as social pressure or rewards are minimal. So whenever you have no kind of incentive or pressure, your internal attitude has more of a room to guide your actions and in result produce the behavior going to be produced from your attitude. If there was an incentive or some sort of pressure, I feel that can give an ingenuine response, which is not always a genuine behavior. Point number two, when attitude is specific to behavior. So general attitudes don't predict behavior, but specific attitudes do. So a general behavior or general attitude would be me saying, I care about the environment, but that attitude is just general. So I might not recycle, and that doesn't produce any kind of behavior. That general idea of me just saying that, but not being strong about it, doesn't produce any kind of result or behavior that matches that idea or attitude. But if I were really strong about using recyclable bags and then acting on using recyclable bags when I went to the store, that would be an example of a strong attitude predicting a behavior. Point number three is when attitude is potent. So attitudes that are strongly informed are more predictive of behavior. So people that are more self-aware when attitude is formed through direct experience. So when people are self-aware, or whenever they have an attitude created through self-experience, such as, like, for example, if somebody were to volunteer at a homeless shelter, they are more likely to donate to some outside cause from their organization. If they went to a store and someone were to ask for a donation towards the homeless, they're more likely to give that donation rather than someone that might have just read about homelessness 5 minutes ago. So their attitude is formed through direct experience in that matter. So my last kind of point is kind of this theory of planned behavior. So there are 3 points: attitudes towards behavior, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. So attitudes towards behavior would be, if I were to say, I want to be part of a healthy lifestyle. And then subjective norms would kind of feed into this idea of you might see your friends or community around you partake in a healthy lifestyle. And that kind of acts on the attitude that the very first attitude idea you had before. And you go, I can easily do that. If all these other people are doing it, then I can do it too. So that end result, all these 3 things combined, end result, produce behavior. And overall, attitudes do predict behavior under certain circumstances. So when the attitude ultimately is strong, relevant, and when there are external forces, attitudes can predict behavior. Thank you.